Hello everyone. I wanted to film an update on my whips and to show a couple new starts and a couple finishes that I have. I finished this biscornu you can see here. It's Alice in Wonderland from Cloud's Factory. I filled it with my Ort threads from last year as well as broken walnut shells. It's actually listed as reptile bedding according to a tutorial I watched on how to sew a biscornu. They recommended the product. The walnut shells, they sharpen your needles every time you push them into the biscornu. And it was fairly inexpensive. I purchased it on Amazon. I'm also stitching the Snow White biscornu from Cloud's Factory, and here is how much I have finished. Not very much. I haven't been working on this too long. I also purchased the Cinderella biscornu, and I purchased some pink Aida so that I can stitch the Alice in Wonderland for my 17-year-old daughter who recently started sewing. I also finished this piece from Cloud's Factory. I thought it was really cute. I have it framed on my desk. I took it out. It says, "Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect." I thought it was really cute, as most of their projects are. I also decided to add back in some UFOs, as I believe they're called, into my rotation. The first is my Renoir that you can see here. I've stitched a little bit on it. I've also added back in this one, a girl reading. I'm currently working on her hair right now. I decided that if I work on them at least an hour a week, then maybe it will get me motivated to finish them. I am a serial starter, and while I'm sure some would hate that, it doesn't really bother me because since starting YouTube or FlossTube, I found out that know that I'm not the only one. I just enjoy stitching whether I finish a project or not, although I do have a lot of finished projects. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and making mistakes, or too many mistakes I guess, it just ruins it for me, which I know is crazy, but there you have it. I also wanted to share something that I had never considered using before. I was reading a needleworker's blog, and she, the blogger uses an artist portfolio like the one that you can see here. She stores her finished pieces, so I decided to get one and use it for myself. I put in a couple of finished pieces to show you how it looks. It's acid-free, so your projects won't get messed up. I just put 2 in so far. This one is, I believe it's a 14 by 17. And the blogger mentioned how easy it was to show your pieces when someone wants to see them, and then obviously they don't get touched and they stay clean. And I like that I could just flip through the portfolio to view any pieces that I would have in here. This one, like I said, it's 14 by 17, and it was on sale for $7, but normally it was like, I believe, $11.99, which I didn't think that was too bad. Also, here are my new starts for the year. The first one, this is a picture of it. It's called the Blue Dancers. That's what it will look like finished, excuse me, by Degas. And this is how much I have finished. I have a little bit of threads hanging down. I would have preferred to work on 28 count. I think it's 16 or 18. But it's just too hard on my eyes. 22 seems to be the highest that I can go without it hurting my eyes, and even that I can't stitch without my reading glasses. And I suppose I could get a magnifier, but just not currently going to do that. But I wanted to try tent stitch, but 2 strands just doesn't provide enough coverage. I actually tested it out on this. So I use 3 strands, and it works great. You can right now just make out a couple of dancers, and the tent stitch allowed me to work, or is allowing me to work the piece much faster. I stitched all of this during 2 weeks in January. I also started this next piece. This is what it will look like. It's Looking Glass River by Jessica Wilcox Smith. I just love her artwork, and this is the 3rd piece of her art that I have stitched. If you watched my other videos, the Butterflies project was one of her paintings, and this is how much I have finished. You can see too on that one. This is tent stitch as well, and this is 18 count. I have worked around 2 weeks on this in February. I have a rotation of sorts. I know some people stitch a project for about a week and then switch to another, but I do a daily rotation, and I have about 6 things that I'm working on. It takes longer, and obviously the progress is slower, but doing it that way works for me. And like I said, I've completed a lot of projects doing this, and it keeps me from getting too bored with what I'm working on. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share, and I have a couple pieces that are almost finished, so maybe in the next week or 2 I can show you those, as well as a couple people had asked to see a picture of the TARDIS quilt that I had made for my daughter, and I finished that, and I'm currently working on one for my other daughter. I'll try to put a picture in of that. If not, I'm not too computer savvy. I'll have my daughter put it in for the next video. Anyway, I hope everyone has a nice day, and hopefully within a couple weeks I'll have another video. You have a nice day. Thank you.